Hello fellow treble winners, welcome back to another video, welcome back to another match preview. There is actually football going on. I know it feels crazy given the mayhem of deadline day and transfers left, right and centre, being smacked in the face with transfers. As a talk, as a type, it's just been a lot to handle. But Manchester City are a football club. We don't just sign players, we play matches as well. And tomorrow, or today, whenever I'm putting this video out, we play Fulham at home at the Etihad Stadium. And I can't wait for this game. I'm actually taking my son Ruben to his first ever game. It's going to be wonderful. I can't wait. And as you notice, this is a pre-recorded match preview, which is a rarity these days. But I've done so much content. I don't know when I'm going to put this out, so I recorded it. There might be some breaking news that's happened by the time this is out. And if so, just allow that if that's okay. I'm recording this at 3 PM on the Friday. Who knows what's going to happen by deadline day? We will see. Please do help support the channel, by the way, at the top of this video. Please subscribe if you are new. I'm getting to 70k. Done so much content on the channel recently. I'm absolutely banging out the videos. If you're enjoying them, please let me know down in the comments what kind of content you're liking at the moment. And if also you're enjoying them, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and of course, give this video a big old like. So let's turn our attention towards Fulham, you know? Let's turn our attention towards Fulham. This is going to be an interesting game of football. Fulham are a weird one right now because, of course, you'd suspect we would beat them. But given our record so far, you would feel that way too. They've also lost, potentially, their biggest player. I mean, it looks like it's about to happen as I'm typing right now, as I'm talking. Sorry, not typing. Well, that's a bit meta, isn't it? Is it AI? Am I really typing or talking? Is it a robot? We'll see. Either way, he looks like they'll lose Paulinho. But this game, of course, comes off the back of a chaotic few days in the transfer market. Cole Palmer has left, which, of course, if you know me, I'm very disappointed about. James McAtee has left, which, if you know me, I'm very disappointed about. But we also signed Matheus Nunes. We don't know if he's available, which we'll get onto in a little bit, but there's no denying that that's a really good signing for a midfield that needs that bolstering, especially in light of Kevin De Bruyne's long-term injury and Calvin Phillips' long-term lack of trust from Guardiola. Don't know the best way to put it, but we do need that midfield option, and we've got our midfield replacement finally, which is nice to see. You know, we've got some good players there as the window is slamming shut, unless something's happened that I don't know as I'm talking about now. If so, this video is irrelevant. But either way, the overview of this game is one of that. City coming to the back of this, of course, in great form. We've won our first 3 games in a row. The only team in the league to have done that. We are top of the table as it stands. And of course, this is the second game in a row that 𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗, the wonderful man, is taking over from Pep Guardiola, who's still recovering from his back injury. Though you suspect, of course, that they're constantly communicating, it still adds a nice little bit of spice to this. You know, we'll talk about the team news anyway. Let's go to the team news because it is interesting on that front. It's pretty positive. As I said, we don't know about Nunes yet. He said, and I'm quoting Lilo here, he said, "I still don't know. I know he's a Man City player, but I don't know if he's going to be available." Is he training? No, he still won't be training. So we don't know if he's going to be available there. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever, given the fact that it's not a long trek from the Midlands at all. If you're not from the UK, it's a couple of hours on the motorway. It's nothing. He's obviously going to stay up in Manchester. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if he just comes and trains and gets involved and is on the bench tomorrow. He's obviously fit enough, given that he's played football this season already. It would make an awful lot of sense to me if he's just there and involved, you know. He also talked about the fitness. Phil Foden is better. He's over his iffy tummy, you know. After that incredible cameo, we get a full 90 minutes, hopefully, from Phil Foden. Akanji is fit as well, and Stones is, in inverted quotes, more or less there, whatever that means. I don't know if that means he's available tomorrow. Maybe he'll be on the bench, maybe quite not. Maybe it is post-international break, but that's good news on that front. It means the squad is a tiny bit stronger than it was looking the other day. And other than that, you know, KDB, of course, out for a long term, which is a shame, but everyone else seems fine other than that. And Jeremy Doku, of course, is available as well. He was on the bench the other day. Will he make his debut tomorrow? Let's get on to the starting 11. So on to the starting 11 then. There's been loads of rumours going around. It's really hard to kind of sort of get through this. Will Doku start? I don't know. I've got a feeling though. You never know. So I reckon there's not going to be loads of changes from this. I don't think Lilo has a reason to, even being honest. A couple of changes here and there potentially, but I think it's going to be relatively safe given what we've seen recently. Ederson, I think, is almost certain to start. There were some rumours going around forums about Kyle Walker potentially, you know, doing something silly, but it could just be rumours. It could just be rumours, so I'm not really sure about that. Though they did make the mistake, of course, against Sheffield United the other day. So if he doesn't start tomorrow, don't be surprised. That's what I will say. Having said that, I don't think I've got the balls to say he won't play. So I'm going to put Kyle Walker in the team as well. Ruben Diaz, I think, will start yet again alongside Ake. And I think it's going to be a start at the Etihad for 𝙏𝙬𝙨𝙑𝙚𝙧𝙧. He's been excellent recently. I can't see any reason not to put him in the team, especially given the fact that Akanji's just returning from injury and John Stones too. So I don't think either of them are going to start. If Stones is available at all, that is. I feel like it'll be those four as our defenders. You know, it could be Rico Lewis if Kyle annoyed City last weekend with a mistake. You never know with Pep Guardiola. He's a tough man. Very hard to predict. But we will see. I'm going to go for that as a midfield. As a defensive lineup. I think Kovacic and Rodri are going to anchor this midfield yet again. That's almost certain. Kovacic, imperious alongside Rodri right now. Just absolutely wonderful. And I can't really see past Bernardo Silva and Foden as well. I think Foden's coming. They're doing excellent. I do think, I'm going to go for it. Jeremy Doku, home debut. I just think a wild card start against Fulham, that electric Etihad crowd, the Belgian Flash will take to it with, of course, Haaland up front. I hope he starts. I could be wrong, but that's what I've gone for. A little bit of magic out wide would be useful here on that. And I think, I don't know, I think Grealish has done well so far, but I think there'll be a temptation to give him a start. And, of course, then you've got strength from the bench. The bench... of course, Nunes, I didn't mention him. I feel like he will be on the bench, so I think he'll get a chance on the bench. I reckon the bench will look something like this. Ortega, Rico Lewis, Akanji, Sergio Gomez. I think Nunes will actually make it onto the bench with Calvin Phillips there alongside him. And then Jack Grealish, Alvarez. Given that McAtee and Cole Palmer have gone, I reckon Oscar Bob will be on the bench there as well. That is the 9 players I think it'll be. Something like that. It's actually pretty decent. You know, they got options there. You've got Alvarez, Grealish, Bob for a little bit of attacking flair. Gomez can offer something on the left side. Nunes, if he's available. Lewis, Akanji. And of course, when John Stones comes back, it looks a bit stronger yet again. It's actually a pretty decent bench, you know. But that's what I reckon the 11 will be. And this is how I think it will line up when we've got the ball as well. Sort of like this with Diaz and Ake sort of pulling as the last two, with Walker up on the right, sort of kind of wide of Phil Foden who are cutting, Doku hugging the touchline as a left winger, Vardiol sort of behind him, and then of course, Kovacic alongside Rodri every now and then, but he'll get forward a tiny bit, or allow Rodri to get forward. That is the sort of shape I expect City to have when we're attacking with the ball, because that's what we've seen recently with Manchester City. In terms of the opposition view, well, it's a weird world for Fulham. I did speak to Jack Collins, my mate from Ranks FC and the Fulham-ish pod. He had quite a lot to say. I'll show you on screen right now. It's in the corner there playing away. If you want Jack's full words, of course, go and watch the opposition preview. Put it out earlier. It's a good video. Jack was talking, though, way before the Palhinha news. Jack said that he felt that Palhinha was the most decisive player in the Premier League. And what he meant by that is that he doesn't feel there's a single player that could affect his team's position as much as Palhinha could. I.e., he said he feels like he's worth about 8 places for Fulham. He said he's a world-class one-man wrecking ball machine of a defensive midfielder. And it looks like he's gone, which is bad news for them. And he said losing him and Mitrovic would just be catastrophic. And that's happened. Absolutely happened. And when you lose that, when you start to think like how Fulham have got on so far, they were actually in a decent-ish moment. Like they had a poor start to the season, losing to Brentford, and of course getting rid of Mitrovic. But then, they knocked out Spurs in the EFL Cup, and of course they got that last minute kind of point against Arsenal away from home at the Emirates. Palhinha, of course, scored the goal, and things were looking relatively rosy for them. They signed a couple of decent players. Jimenez for $5 million was good value there. Traore, a decent little, Traore, a decent signing. I think they are linked to Højbjerg as I'm currently talking. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but he's a good player. I don't know who they're going to sign, but I'm sure as the time this video's out, they would have signed someone. Traore, of course, is the wild card there against Man City. We know what he's like on the counter with Wolves. But they're a decent side, Bassi's done all right so far. Got sent off the other day, but he has done okay. Tete, Diop, Palhinha was gone, unfortunately. Pereira, decent player for them. Lukic could overread. They aren't, they were a good side that have now lost their 2 best players. It's going to be interesting to see how Fulham adapt to this. And they sort of do play that, 4-2-3-1 kind of formation. I'm expecting, though, if I'm being honest, the loss of those two players for them is just, it's huge. It's huge. This video could be outdated by the time I'm recording this. If Paulinho does somehow stay and it does fall through, that of course makes them an awful lot stronger. It makes them difficult. But then, having said that, if I go to my prediction, look, this City side have been excellent so far. We don't really concede chances unless it's from our own making. We are insanely confident at the moment. We look like a team that is so set in their ways in a good way. Like, we just, like, sliding on the comfiest pair of shoes, this Manchester City side. They are velvety. They are a delightful dessert of a team where everything's just smooth, everything's just perfect, baked to perfection. You know, this would get you a Paul Hollywood handshake on the British Bake Off. Put it that way. This City side, it just makes sense. It just makes sense, and it's hard to argue against them being favourites for the Premier League. We are favourites for the Premier League for a reason, and Fulham at the Etihad at home on a lovely day with rocking. I can't see anything other than a Manchester City comfortable victory. I just can't see past it. I think it could be a 4-0 or something like that. I think if Doku does play, he is going to score. I'm certain. Haaland, Brace, Phil Foden to score as well. That's what I'm reckoning it's going to be. And I mean that with the greatest respect to Fulham, but I can't see past the Manchester City side right now, who are absolutely flying. They are excellent. Of course, Fulham will work incredibly hard. And we know last season that Fulham will give us a game. It was 2-1, of course, last season at the Etihad. The Erling Haaland last-minute penalty. We were down to 10 men as well. I think it was Cancelo who was sent off. Rest in peace, Cancelo. Don't know where he is as I'm recording this video. He could have stayed, could have gone, who knows. But you know, things have changed a lot since then. The system that we got right now is settled. Even without Guardiola on the sidelines, I trust Lilo and this team to be ultra professional and ultra physical and get the job done. They are a cracking side right now, this Manchester City team, and I just feel so calm about them. City's only potential problems are by their own making, squad depth and numbers. But I still think it'll be fine. I can't shake the feeling that it will be, you know. I can't shake the fact that it will be fine. And I am going to go for a 4-0 win. I hope that's what's going to happen. Let me know, of course, if you think I'm right on this. I don't know if I will be. I hope I am. But this, of course, is my prediction. Guys, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Get your predictions, your 11, down in the comments below. And check out all the other comments. The Palmer video about him leaving, the Nunes signing video, everything you need to know about Nunes, of course, which I recorded live earlier, and the opposition preview. So much content. For now, though, thank you very much for watching, Blues. I'll see you tomorrow for Manchester City versus Fulham.